What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the Brokers TCG. Today we have Sukamon Etemon vs Wargreymon, so let's get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and hatch the Pokemon, digivolving into the Chumon for 1, passing it over to my opponent. He's going to hatch the Coromon and throw down a tie for a play cost of 4. I'm going to play down my Izzy for a play cost of 4 as well, finding all black cards, so I gain 1 memory. And then I'm going to put all of the cards back on the top of my deck in the order. And then I'm going to digivolve into a Platinum Sukamon for a digivolution cost of 2. And since he has a tie is going to set him to 3. He's going to digivolve into an Agumon, and from there digivolve into a Greymon, and then digivolve into the Greymon X Antibody, and playing down an offensive training, searching top 2, adding the Wargreymon, and sending the X Antibody to the bottom of the deck. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. Izzy's going to set me to 3 memory. I'm going to hatch Pokemon. I'm going to digivolve the Platinum Sukamon into a Etemon, and then I'm going to go ahead and play out a Platinum Sukamon for a play cost of 3, passing it over to my opponent. He's going to draw for turn, and he's going to go ahead and digivolve in Raising into a Metal Greymon for a digivolution cost of 3, and he's going to play a Crimson Blaze, which is going to pop the Platinum Sukamon and pass it over to me. I'm going to go ahead and digivolve in Raising into a Chumon. And from there, I'm going to digivolve into a Metal Etemon. The Crimson Blaze is going to stop me from playing pretty much any Digimon, since it stops, those effects to play Digimon. So I have to trash 4 cards. I didn't realize that when playing that, but I'm going to go ahead and just hard play a Sukamon from hand, passing it back over to my opponent to 3. He's going to digivolve into the Metal Greymon Alturus mode, which is going to pop the Sukamon. Sukamon's going to search the top 3, unfortunately not finding any Chumons to play. And then he's going to go ahead and play an Agumon for a play cost of 3 to search 4 cards off the top of his deck. He's going to add the Metal Greymon X Antibody to hand. He's going to then digivolve that Metal Greymon on top of the Alturus mode, and then digivolve into the Wargreymon. And then since the Wargreymon gains Raid and Piercing, he's just going to swing into the Metal Etemon. The Metal Etemon is going to go ahead and activate its on deletion effects for the Pokemon, search the top, get top card of the deck, adding it to hand. Then Chumon's going to go ahead and play itself from the trash. And we do check a King Sukamon and then a couple more cards. So he does swing for 4 checks, taking out almost all of my security. I'm going to go ahead and unsuspend, draw for turn, and bring the Chumon out of Raising, play a Suka's Curse to digivolve straight into a King Sukamon, turning the Wargreymon into a white Digimon with original power 3000 and Sukamon in its name. So when I do check the Wargreymon, I can go ahead and pop the Wargreymon on his side because it counts as a Sukamon. I'm then going to digivolve into the Metal Etemon. It's going to go ahead and check the top 4 cards, and I'm going to be able to play a Sukamon as well as the Chumon. And since Chumon has a on-play effect, I'm going to go ahead and trash 1 card from my hand to return 1 Digimon card, or 1 card with Sukamon in its name, back to hand. So I'm going to add the Sukamon back to my hand, passing it over to my opponent. He has 3 memory. He's going to go ahead and draw for turn, hatch into a Coromon, digivolve into Agumon, and then digivolve the Agumon on the field into Agumon X Antibody, searching the top 3. From there, he's going to go ahead and add the Omnimon to his hand, placing the rest of the Digimon cards at the bottom of his deck. And then from here, he's going to go ahead and play out another offense training, searching top 2, adding the Greymon to hand, and placing the Agumon at the bottom of his deck. He's going to swing with the Agumon X Antibody, checking a Sukamon, and then he's going to play a Crimson Blaze, which is going to go ahead and pretty much wipe my field besides the Metal Etemon. And so from here, I'm going to go ahead and unsuspend the Metal Etemon and then hatch a Pokemon. And really, the only thing I could do is try and get a blocker on the field, but I'm going to go ahead and swing with the Metal Etemon into the Agumon, and then play the King Etemon, since that is the only option I have to stop a swing, which is going to set him to 10 memory, but he's going to go ahead and digivolve all the way up into the line. Fairly easy, throwing an X Antibody under it, and then using the offense training to reduce Digivolution cost by 2, going into the Wargreymon. From there, he's going to swing with the Wargreymon, and since it says raid, it's going to swing into the King Etemon, and then when a target is switched, he can unsuspend and swing for game. So that's game 1. On to game 2. I'm going to go ahead and take first, and I will hatch a Pokemon, Digivolve into a Chumon for 1, passing it over to my opponent. He's going to hatch a Coromon, Digivolve the Coromon into a Agumon X, and then Digivolve into a Greymon, putting me to 1 memory. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn, bring the Chumon out, Digivolve the Chumon into a Platinum Sukamon, and then the effect of the Chumon reduces the Digivolution cost by 1. Then I'm going to play down a Izzy. Looking at the top 3 cards, they're all black, so I do gain a memory, and I will put them all back in order at the top of my deck. He's going to draw for turn and then bring the Greymon from his raising out, and then Digivolve into a Metal Greymon. And from there, he's going to go ahead and swing and then use Raid, since he does switch the target of attack into the Platinum Sukamon. The Platinum Sukamon is going to de-Digivolve the Metal Greymon into Greymon. Pokemon's going to check top card, and then Chumon's going to play itself for free. He's going to play a red memory boost, adding 1 Agumon X to hand, putting me at 3 memories. So I'm going to go ahead and unsuspend, draw for turn, and hatch a Pokemon. I'm going to Digivolve the Pokemon into a Chumon for a Digivolution cost of 1. Then Digivolve the Chumon into a Sukamon for a Digivolution cost of 1 as well. And Digivolve the Sukamon into an Etemon, passing the memory over to my opponent. He's going to use red memory boost to gain an additional 2 memory. From there, he's going to Digivolve the Greymon into Metal Greymon, and then Digivolve the Metal Greymon into the Metal Greymon X Anybody, gaining an extra security check. So he's going to go ahead and swing for 4 security checks. So first check, second check, checks an Izzy. So I play an Izzy out, check top 4. Unfortunately, seeing a Omnimon Zord, so I don't get the extra memory, and then checking 2 more security, almost wiping out all the security in 1 check. From there, he's going to go ahead and play an Agumon, searching the top 4 cards of his deck, and he's going to go ahead and add the Omnimon and the tie to hand, and the rest are going to go to the bottom of the deck, so leaving me at 3 memory. I'm going to draw for turn, bring the Chumon out of raising, and then use Heaven's Judgment, which is going to reduce their DP by a total of 18,000 DP, so 12 to the Metal Greymon, and then 6 to the Agumon. He's going to go ahead and hatch Coromon, Digivolve into Agumon, Digivolve into the Agumon X Anybody, and then Digivolve into the Greymon. And from there, Digivolve into the Greymon X Anybody, and then play a tie, putting me to 3 memory again. I'm going to hatch the Pokemon, Digivolve the Etemon into a Metal Etemon, checking the top 4 cards of my deck, being able to play a total play cost worth of 7. So I do see 2 King Sukamons. I'm going to go ahead and play 1 of them out. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and swing with the Metal Etemon, and checking a Metal Greymon in his security. I'm then going to go ahead and play out another Platinum Sukamon. It's going to go ahead and pass him over to 3. He's going to Digivolve into Metal Greymon and play an Agumon, putting me back to 3. I'm going to unsuspend the Metal Greymon and draw for turn. I'm then going to go ahead and Digivolve the Chumon into a Sukamon, and then I'm going to swing with the King Sukamon, and it does get +1 security for every Sukamon it has, every other Sukamon on the field. And then since it has deletion protection, I do delete the Sukamon. The Chumon in the Heritable is going to play itself, and Pokemon's going to add the bottom card. I do check Offense Training, which is going to be played out. And then I do decide to delete the King Sukamon, and then swing with the Sukamon into a Crimson Blaze, and then finish Game 2 with Metal Etemon. And now on to Game 3. I'm going to go ahead and hatch a Pokemon, and then play out a Sukamon from my hand, putting my opponent to 3 memory. He's going to go ahead and draw for turn, hatch a Coromon, and then play an Offense Training, searching the top 2, adding a tie to hand, sending the Metal Greymon back to the bottom of the deck. He's then going to go ahead and play the tie, putting me back to 3 memory. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn, Digivolve into a King Sukamon, and then Digivolve into a Metal Etemon, checking top 4 cards of my deck. And I do see a Chumon, and another Chumon, so I do end up playing both Chumons. The first Chumon has, both of them have on-play effects, so I do resolve both. By trashing one card with Sukamon or Etemon, I can return one card with Sukamon back to my hand. And then the other Chumon, by adding the top card of my security, I can go ahead and add a card with Sukamon back at the top of my security. So he's going to go ahead and draw for turn, play a Agumon X Antibody, searching the top 3 cards. And from those, he's going to go ahead and add the Metal Greymon X Antibody to hand. And since I do have some level 4s and 3s with 6,000 DCP or less, he's going to play out a Crimson Blaze, which is going to wipe both Chumons off of the field, passing it over to me with 3 memory. I'm going to go ahead and play a Sukamon, and then Digivolve the Sukamon into an Etemon, putting him back to 3 memory. He's going to draw for turn and play out a Metal Greymon since he is breaking a little bit, not able to find some level 4s. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn, Digivolve into a Chumon, and Digivolve the Metal Etemon into a Omnimon Zwart, trashing top 3 cards in my deck, and then playing out 2 black Digimon with a play cost of 7 or less. Unfortunately, I don't have many level 5s or any level 5s in my trash, so I play out a Platinum Sukamon and a Chumon. And then the Chumon, I do trash the option card, Suka's Curse, to add a Sukamon back to hand. From there, he's going to Digivolve the Metal Greymon into Metal Greymon All-Terse mode, and then pop the Chumon, and then Digivolve into the Metal Greymon X Antibody, giving himself an extra security. He's going to Digivolve into the Agumon X Antibody in raising. Using the offense training, he's going to go from the Metal Greymon X into the Wargreymon X Antibody. And from here, he's going to go ahead and swing for 4 checks, which should have been only 3 checks. He does check the Sukamon, which gets played at the end of security. But yeah, so a little bit of a misplay here. And then he swings with the Agumon, checking my last security. And he does have the Blitz Omni in hand, so Omni for game, and that's game 3. So on to the bonus round. So from here, he's going to go ahead and hatch a Cormon, Digivolve into an Agumon, Digivolve into an Agumon X Antibody, and then play out an Agumon, putting me to 3 memory. I'm going to go ahead and draw, hatch a Pagumon, then Digivolve the Pagumon into a Chumon, and then Digivolve into a Sukamon. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and play out a Izzy, checking top 3. Again, unfortunately not finding all black cards, but I'm going to go ahead and add those cards back at the top of my deck. He's going to draw for turn, Digivolve into the Agumon X Antibody, checking the top 3 cards, searching the top 3 cards, adding a Greymon to hand, putting the rest at the bottom. He's going to Digivolve into a Greymon and raising, then into a Greymon X Antibody. And from there, he's going to go ahead and play another Agumon X Antibody, searching another top 3 cards, adding the Metal Greymon to hand, and putting the rest at the bottom. I'm going to draw for turn, bring the Sukamon out of raising, Digivolve into a Etemon, and then from there, I'm going to go ahead and ditch the Platinum Sukamon to give his Agumon X minus 3000 DP from the Etemon on Digivolve, and then I'm going to Digivolve into the Metal Etemon, searching the top 4 cards, playing out a Sukamon, as well as the Chumon. And then the Chumon on play, I will add the top card of my security, and then replacing it with a card with Sukamon. So I'm going to add Suka's Curse, so that when he does check it, whatever Digimon checks it, it will be turned into a white Digimon with 3000 DP and original name Sukamon. So he does play out a Crimson Blaze, which is going to pop both the Sukamon and Chumon, but the Sukamon has an on deletion to check top 3, add a Sukamon or Etemon to hand, and everything goes to my drop. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn, hatch a Pagumon, Digivolve into a Chumon, and then Digivolve into a Sukamon. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and swing with the Metal Etemon, checking a Agumon in security. I'm going to go ahead and play the Sukamon, passing it over to my opponent. He's going to go ahead and draw for turn, swing with the Agumon X Antibody, checking a Suka's Curse, so that Agumon does get turned into a Sukamon with original DP 3000. He's going to go ahead and play another Agumon X Antibody, searching the top 3 once again, adding a Greymon, putting the rest at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to go ahead and unsuspend, draw, and bring the Sukamon out of raising. Digivolve the King Sukamon on top of the Sukamon, turning the other Agumon into a Digimon card with Sukamon. And then now this is going to be swinging for 4 checks. So I check a Tai, then I'm going to go ahead and check a Agumon, then a Greymon, and then finally finishing off the game with a Metal Etemon. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.